Hello, welcome to the Let's Talk Curation series in partnership with GDB. And today's topic is going to be covering like why you shouldn't use curation or when curation just doesn't make sense. Like curation can be really powerful. Curated audiences can be a very powerful move to any strategy. In my previous videos, I define what it is, I define when to use it, I define why it's important to use it, to supplement it. I even answer the questions about budget, the differences between open exchange, PMPs, you name it. But this particular video, I'm going to tell you four reasons why you should not use a curated audience in your campaign. First thing first, if you purely focus on maximizing your scale, maybe you should need a curated audience, okay? Curated audience are built specifically to the criteria, the strategy, the KPIs that you are looking for, that audience specifically. And sometimes it just doesn't make sense. If you just want to target everybody and the mamas, then target everybody and the mamas. Run a networker, run of next exchange or run a network in your DSP and call it a day. Okay. We're intentional, we're insightful type of audiences, and that's what curated audience can give you. The second thing is if you're still exploring, considering looking at audiences from a general perspective, like you don't know exactly who and how you want to, who you're trying to target. In some instances, some data partners, I know GDB is one of them, they can give you somewhat audiences to test. But like if you're not clear of which audience, if you're just trying to target every single moms on this planet, maybe a curated audience, like just test it somewhere. Like just don't. It just doesn't make sense, okay? If you want moms that are soccer moms, who love chai tea, who are located in this geographical area, who make household income is this, or decision makers, who are multi-generational immigrants, who understand more than one language, things like that, you know? Like, so you have to build up your curated audience into, it doesn't have to be complicated or niched per se, but it has to be more specific than just everybody and their mamas, okay? The third one is if the budget doesn't support a meaningful test, and this one is hard, and I spent a whole 10 minutes answering this question, how much budget should be tested in curation or curated deals? So check out that video. But if you already know that, you know what, this test is just way too small, I'm spending a couple $1,000s a month for the whole programmatic strategy, maybe curated audience is not there yet for you. Maybe this is not a good time to test curated audience. And lastly, if you need extreme flexibility in where and how you buy, hear me out. The curated audience is built based on your criteria. You're sending GDB, again, to use them as an example, you're sending GDB's team a specific audience that you need. Let me not use soccer moms who love chai tea. Let me use something else. Blank. I don't know what audience. Okay, let me use buyers that are in market for a new BMW. You're sending it to GDB, you're saying like, I need people that want to buy a new BMW. They've been using BMW models, whatever past BMW models there is. They've owned those models. They've owned those BMWs cars for 5 years plus. They live maybe 10 miles away, or maybe it's 5 kilometers away in radius from the dealership. Like, here, all this information you have about my audience that I'm trying to target. What can you do for me? So you're specific. Again, it does not equate to niched. Sometimes it does. I'm not saying that though. Some instances you got to be niche. Some instances you don't got to be niche. You just have to be targeted. What I'm saying is that there are some level of flexibility you might just not want to test in a curated audience. Okay. So in recap, curated audience is a supplement into your strategy. It's an audience extension of what you're trying of who you're trying to target, with the layer of additional signals, metrics, targeting capabilities that your data partners is able to provide to you. Again, I use the example of GDB. Thank you for sponsoring and partnering with me to create this series to help my community learn about curated audiences and whatnot. But if you don't have somebody like GDB, there's a, well, you should just have them, but there's a way for you to test maybe elsewhere, especially if you're not in need, if you need more flexibility, the budget isn't there, you need something very broad in terms of broad audience, and you just want to maximize your scale. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to do a curated audience. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you check out all the previous video if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, where you'll get notified as soon as a new video comes out. Make sure you do so. And if you have not reached out to the GDB team to find out more information, you can always let me know and I can do that for you if you want. Thank you, and you have a great day.